Welcome, guys, to the Temperate Times Podcast. Hey, I'm here with Austin. Currently, he's ranting with me. I turned him off there. Uh, but yeah, we've been talking about Gen Z and whatever, and all the generations and whatever. So this is the first podcast episode you saw with Austin. Okie dokie. So I'm here with my guy Austin.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We were just talking about how we are Gen Z and how we grew up good, but looks like the modern Gen Z isn't that good. Like, it's kind of
Yeah,
scary on the internet.
yeah.
Like, ugh.
I don't know. They're just all soft. They're just really like I don't even know. I don't think they understand one thing that they can say. Oh fuck, what am I going on about? Okay, so what the hell? All right, hold on. Let me think about this. It's hurting my head now. Uh, I don't know. Let's just start a topic and we'll just go from that because I'm mentally brain dead right now.
Yeah. So as you were saying about on the internet people are sensitive and whatever, and they're with them trying to kill stuff easily to, I guess, make it easier for themselves rather than everyone else having to do it. Like, for example, millennials, them, um that's when technology took over and whatever. Like, that's when um social media started rolling in. So what they were doing was it was more political, right? And there wasn't that much revolutionary stuff when it comes to changing the world, making it greater with protests or you know Martin Luther King sort of stuff. That's like back in Boomer generation. But with Gen Z, it's we're trying to make things better, but really we're kind of making things worse because we're just not we are,
Yeah.
but Gen Z, we're kind of tearing people down just to find. It's kind of like we're trying to, or not we're, but they're trying to look good, because they're finding quote unquote bad people. Like, they'll point one
Yeah.
thing out and be like, "Oh my god, they're bad. Take them down."
The
Ugh.
thing is, they're finding the people who they're finding people that they shouldn't be fucking taking down for, anything really. I mean, obviously if you do anything bad, obviously you should be fucking probably should be what is the word? Prosecuted or just what the fuck was that?
Oh, sorry, that was my mic. Yeah. Anyways, go on.
Oh. Well, yeah, they should be my God, dude, I can't think of words right now. They should be fucking I don't know, brought to justice in a way, maybe maybe shown that they probably shouldn't be doing what they're doing if it's that bad of a thing. And then
Yeah. Okay.
there's Gen
Yeah.
Z trying to cancel things that are very much unneeded. Like, you don't need to cancel what fucking I don't even know what they fucking try to cancel now. It's all over the place. Like, they're canceling almost anything that they can fucking think of.
I
And then,
think.
then like there's actual things in the world that they actually have to fucking that we're not even worrying about. Like, there are people who care about certain things in the world that actually needs to be fixed. But then there's just Gen Z that just tries to fucking cancel everything that's misleading to them or just pisses them off in general, I guess.
I think cancel culture has kind of lost its meaning at this point, with kind of literally pointing everyone out, just for the smallest things that don't make much sense. Like, someone will have made um a joke, whether it's past or present. If it's in the past, even worse, because they're a changed person. People need to realize that people change and people get better. Or if people get worse, well, you shouldn't need to go into the past to cancel them. But if they're too good of a person, people will, go down their past, be like, oh my God, look at this, a racist joke from 2004, canceled.
Yeah, I've
Like,
seen that on TikTok a lot as well. Like people are just like they're bringing people down. I saw this fucking TikTok video of someone saying that like this one YouTuber made a fucking I don't know, it was like a fucking joke about fucking trans people or something. Like as it's just a joke back in I don't know, like 2016. And
mhm,
then like some dude just like fucking dug up like whatever they could find on Twitter and then they just like made a TikTok
mhm.
about it and everyone was like, oh my God, cancel them. They need to be stopped. Oh my God, they never change. People never change. It's fucked up. Like it
Like,
doesn't make sense at all.
if you're gonna say people never change, why'd you have to find an older tweet? Like, if you have to if you have to look up an older tweet, then they've changed. Like, if you're gonna try to cancel, for example, a comedian who makes perfect jokes, who doesn't use racial slurs, who doesn't make any sort of offensive jokes, but oh no, back when offensive jokes were funny, which is like early 2000s, you have to take that stuff up and be like, "Oh my god, they're racist or sexist." You have to realize that
Exactly.
there's a fine line between being racist and making a joke. And I've done this many times where I've had to say this. Being racist is straight up discrimination, and you're hating towards that. You're hating towards that race. But when you're making a joke, you're not being sincere about it and okay. Oh my god, it's not okay these days. Like, honestly, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to make racist jokes um because I don't want to even dare trying to get in that area there. Like, I don't, most people watching this fucking episode or my whole podcast in general are probably sensitive classmates of mine who are trying to cancel me because I've been called everything, like I've already said. But, like,
Yeah, isn't this is what didn't you say on your one of your episodes like where you're like cleaning everything up about the entire situations and shit? Didn't you
mhm.
say there was like someone that was like stalking your page and just like watching you like slip up just so they can make like a point and try to get you canceled or some shit?
um, it was a poem that I wrote 2 years ago. Um, and it was about women. And it was actually a good poem about women, saying you shouldn't objectify them. But it was someone pulled that up, and at the time, I think it was a year ago at the time. But even so, a year is plenty of time. So clearly, people scroll down because that's one of the first posts of mine on my Instagram. So clearly, they had a reason to go down there, either that or I don't know, they're fucking weird. But yeah, they found a poem that I wrote a year or two ago that was saying not to be sexist towards women, but they said, "Oh my god, that's sexist." And I'm like, they were quoting the poem
Dude,
too, where like they were saying women aren't just a rack. Yeah, that's a good line, but you're using it as a means of mocking me. But like, thanks for the publicity, I guess.
it
Okay.
just it just hurts my head that people are genuinely like that. Like imagine just if I ever like witnessed something like that in real life, like everyday life, like going to school or something, and I see someone like calling someone sexist and then like they just can't fucking back it up in any shape or form. And then like the guy says something or girl, whatever the fucking situation is, doesn't really fucking matter, guy or girl. And then like they just say something back and they just start screaming bloody murder, fucking entitled as fuck. Like I would just fucking leave the school. I wouldn't even want to be there at all. Like I would just straight up walk out. Doesn't even matter if it's the middle of the day. I will not go to my classes. Like I don't even know how I'd fucking process that like on the spot, cause that's just shit. I don't even know, dude.
It's funny because after that Instagram drama of them bringing up the poem and then saying kill all gingers and whatever, I had this conversation with Logan, and at the time we're recording this, it'll be uploaded at 4 p.m. So I guess you'll be able to watch that. But yeah, they're saying kill all gingers. So I was like, I decide, okay, you're gonna make an offensive joke about killing all gingers. That's fucking technically racist because gingers are Scottish and Scottish is a race. Okay. Um, well, Caucasian, but technically, yeah, whatever.
Okay,
Um,
okay, okay, let's say this. What if you flipped it then? What if we say, I don't know, I don't even want to say it because that just sounds bad, but what if you just straight up flipped it to them?
what do you
And
mean?
then, okay, they say kill all gingers, right? But what if you flip that on them? Like, how would that make them feel? Like you said
That's the
yesterday when we
thing.
were having this conversation.
That's what I did. I said, "Oh my god, okay, the second Holocaust, like Holocaust, the sequel or whatever I said," which I and they called that out as being offensive and bad and saying that we shouldn't talk about genocide because of what's happening right now with Asian people. Okay, so don't
Dude,
say kill all gingers. That's a genocide joke. And then I was
my
saying
fucking
like
head.
they said something about me being white, and I said, "Well, I'm Asian," and they're being like, "Okay, well, if you're Asian, then my dick's small." Well, I guess sorry, buddy, but I guess you're a 1 incher, because I am
What?
fucking Asian. I'm
My dick gets small. What?
yeah. That literally a guy said that on the Instagram post. I'm not kidding. I
Is
probably
this
have the
still there?
screenshot sent to somebody.
Oh
Um,
my god, I need to see that.
Uh, but
Oh
yeah,
my
it was
god.
that, and then I was like, yeah, I'm literally Chinese. I literally said "woshijongeren," like I typed that out in the Instagram post, and I typed that from memory too, meaning that I know how to fucking speak that language at least a bit. So
Mhm.
this fucking one of the fucking girls says that's racist. What? Excuse
Speaking of
me?
language is racist.
Excuse
Jesus
me,
Christ.
speaking
Okay.
one of technically my languages is racist? Alrighty. So I guess that, I guess I'm whitewashed, I guess. Fucking. That's hilarious, man. It's so dumb. That shows how sensitive people are. And after that Instagram post, all it was I was just getting dirty ass fucking looks from those people. Um, like even when
Wait,
they
they were
talk.
everyday life people?
What?
Were they everyday life people? Like when you saw them every day?
They're at my school. They're classmates of mine
What?
in most of my classes too.
What
Like,
the hell?
yeah.
What? Well, at least you're fucking moving. What the fuck?
And the worst part, I didn't say this in any episode so far, but I commented on this Chinese girl's post. It's a classmate of mine. Um, and yeah, that comment was the one being mocked with the poem, and then led down to me apparently being racist. So this same girl texts me, like DMs me on Instagram, a post about white privilege, male privilege, stuff like that. Oh yeah, and heterosexual privilege. And I was being like, okay, so just to clear that up, one, I was not heterosexual at one point. Like I'm not old enough to know whether or not I am. So I'm just saying this right here because at one point I was bisexual going through that area. Two, I'm not fucking white. I'm not fully white. I'm Chinese. Whether you want to believe that or not, my mother has faced racism. Um, and those points in the male privilege thing didn't cut out very well. Like, one of them was men aren't afraid to walk out at night. Technically, we are because we could get fucking robbed or raped ourselves. Like, you could
Exactly.
get killed outside. We're afraid of what's true. Girls are afraid to walk outside, or those girls who are, because I'm not going to generalize the girls. Those girls who are afraid to walk outside because they are afraid of being raped. Okay, like just don't generalize that to men because that's sexist. If you're going to say men are
Exactly.
trash, men are pigs, men are rapists, that's sexist. If you're going to say women are fucking bitches or hoes or sluts, that's sexist. It goes both sides. Discrimination
Mhm.
is irrational no matter the context. It's bad. And you can't say, oh, they did this, so I'm just giving them back what they deserve. That's not how that works. I talked about this with Logan. I follow the golden rule. Treat people how you would like to be treated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I talked too much. I want to hear your side.
Oh, well, I don't really have a side. I mean, we kind of really talked about this like yesterday for like
Yeah.
a good 2 hours straight. So, I mean, I guess I could just go back to what you were saying about men going outside and shit. I guess I can put it in my own words, I guess. Well, the way women like are afraid to go outside, like, just those women, like you said, not gonna generalize.
Yeah.
They're just like anyone can get raped, anyone can get shot, anyone can just fucking get mugged out of nowhere. Like, we're all human. We all experience these things. Maybe not the same things, because like men and women are, biologically different. But like everyday life, we're always like scared of like one thing. Like it could just be like going outside, you know, someone's like walking behind you. I mean, you're always gonna have that thought in the back of your head of saying like, you don't know what their intentions are. You don't know if they're gonna ever do something. You know what I mean? Like you're always gonna be like slightly scared or scared of a stranger because you don't know what they're gonna do to you. So either way, we're like we all should just be treated equally. We all shouldn't be generalized because, you know, someone's different or someone's a different gender or if anything like that. Like it just doesn't make sense why we gotta like fucking separate each other because, one side's different. I mean, we're all fucking human. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
goes to say that people like that women have the audacity to fucking just say like we don't need men. We don't fucking men are trash. We don't need men to have fucking children and shit like that. It just hurts my head and it's just so sad to know that people like that exist.
Actually, to go to that,
Like I don't
actually, with the we don't need men, I actually did a lot of research on that one day about the bone marrow thing, and I'm gonna be honest here. I did well enough research. I didn't just go to one fucking website and be like, okay, I I did probably about 30 minutes of research. That doesn't sound like much, but it was straight up reading thoroughly through enough. I know about biology, so I know about that. I know about fertilizing and how that works. So I thought about it. And no, the bone marrow does not work. It can cause a lot of deficiencies, defects, I mean, and it can be mostly physical. And sometimes the fetus doesn't live very long due to the fact that there is a lack of other DNA, because with one set of DNA, it can't. I How do I say this? It can't mix in a way. Like, you do have the X and Y chromosome, because I'm pretty sure that's what the females have. Male is XX, right? And female is
I
XY.
think no, I think female is fucking I think there's only one X and one Y. I think we have Y or X and the opposite, I guess. Wait. What
Wait.
does female X and Y chromosome?
So the X chromosome, biologically female individuals have two X, while those who are biologically male have.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Males have we have Y and females have X, so we are the Y. Or we are the X. No, yeah, it's the XY
We're the
genotype.
Y. We're the
Yeah,
Y. So
we're Y, they're X.
so that's the thing. With females, they don't have the Y chromosome. They only have two X's. Um, Therefore, you can't mix. Like, if you're gonna have a child, it can't be a male. Um, and I mean, I guess that's where they're going with. And because of the lack of Y. Like, you still need Y chromosomes to make a female in a way. Like, you still have to have those sets. You can't mix the same two X's with another set of this same two X's, because when you think about it, which I learned this in science class, you have 26 chromosomes. Two of those are your X or Y. You don't have 26 X and Y chromosomes. You have two that are used for sexual reproduction. You don't have all sets. All of those are for DNA, like your reproduction in your own body. So you can't mix, or even if that's true with all your 26 or sexual reproduction chromosomes, even if they're the same DNA, you're just essentially cloning yourself, and that won't work when you think about it, because your egg, the female's egg, can't be fertilized by a cell. It needs to be a sperm, because you can't fucking, I don't know how that would work. You're going to take her bone marrow and stick it in there? Like, that's not how that works. It's been tested. It's been tested and it doesn't work. I would read off of it.
It doesn't make sense at all.
I can read off of it. I will. Bone marrow reproduction.
It's like, if you were to fucking, like, how can anyone have the thought of wanting to have a bone marrow baby, right? I mean, like, it just doesn't make sense, because, like, you know, it's not gonna live very long. It's proven not to live long at all. And,
oh,
like,
yeah.
Just knowing that, like, in your head, and if it actually does, you know, die, you're probably gonna be fucking really not in a good place at all. You're probably gonna go through, like, fucking 27 stages of depression or some shit. And, like, no one wants to go through that shit. So, like, the better option is you could adopt a baby, or you can get a sperm donor. And both of those options work very well. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me why you would ever want a bone marrow baby at all. And to think about it, I don't think people are actually, like, I know that people, like, are out, like, outside of TikTok and shit, you know, actually, like, you know, are that stupid. Like, there are people in TikTok in comment sections and shit just, like, saying all the stupidest shit you can ever see in your life. And I hardly ever see it anywhere else, which makes me think that it's just straight up fucking bullshit how people actually act like that. But again, I see genuine people on TikTok just being straight weirdos. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. Like, I don't know if any of my points were correct about that, but it's just my side. Like,
Yeah, we're all entitled to a fucking opinion.
yeah.
Apparently you aren't allowed to have an opinion on the internet anyway, so, you know, just fucking scrap that.
Yeah, I bet that both the video that's going up today and this episode are probably going to get dislike bombed by those females that we talked about. I bet 100%. Yeah. That's definitely going to happen. It did last time.
Shout out to the, you know, fucking women, I guess.
Like, I'm not, like said, I'm not going to generalize women, right, about them being sensitive, because I know women who are totally fine. It's if you want it, I guess so. I'm not going to be sexist, but if I were going to act like the sensitive people are, because I'm just going to call them sensitive people, not women. If I were to be like them, I would say, okay, well, since most people that are sensitive are women, then women are sensitive. But no, I'm not going to generalize something because of a wide majority. Men being rapists is generalized based on a majority, or how they have seen. Although it is technically a minority, because it's a majority ratioed when you think of men to women who are rapists, but it's not a majority when you think of a ratio between men who exist and men who are rapists. There's so many men who exist. Men are more than half the population, and you think of the amount of rapists that are probably at most 10% of the population, not even. I would say 5% at most. So that's not a majority. There are women rapists and there are men rapists, but you can't generalize because of something you've experienced. You can't assume something because something's happened to you. Like, it's called stereotype. It's literally what a stereotype is.
There is like you can have trauma from something happening to you. That is normal for you to be like worried.
Yeah.
But you can't just like you can't just straight up just say I don't like men because one called me a fucking dumbass one time and I hate them now, you know what I mean? Like you can't just generalize shit like that. It just doesn't make sense.
I had an argument with one of my childhood friends when they said men are trash and men are pigs. Like, they constantly shared that in their story. And I was like, well, technically not. I don't know what you're going through because you have a boyfriend, but whatever. And basically she kept going on about, oh, yeah, this and that. Basically what we were saying, like, she was, going off a majority, saying that we're too offensive and whatever. And I was saying, well, like I said, you can't really assume off of a generalized opinion. Like, you can't do that. You can't generalize. You can't assume. What you got to do is bring light to the ones who are bad, not shine on the whole category of people. Like men, for example, you can't expose all men to be bad, but bring light to those who are actually bad. It's simple.
That's actually a really good conclusion about the entire thing, I guess.
Like with the BLM thing with cops, you can't say all cops are bad. Like, no.
There are good cops. I've experienced like really nice fucking cops.
Yeah,
Like,
I know one actually. I am good friends with one, and he's not a bad cop. But, apparently all cops are bad. And that's a stereotype now. That's a generalized stereotype because of a vast minority. Because a few, and I mean a few ratioed between the ones who exist and the ones who are bad, those cops have done bad. And that doesn't mean all cops are bad. We can't make assumptions about that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not saying I'm against BLM, because of course not. Of course I'm not against it because I believe in it, but still,
I mean,
some of the people in the community.
Matter?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I mean, Black Lives Matter obviously exists or exists.
Oh,
Black Lives Matters also like. Oh my God, I'm stuttering. Okay, Black Lives Matters. Okay, I'm just gonna say BLM. BLM matters because we need that shit. We need to everything matters. Actually, I don't even know where the fuck I'm going
Gotta
with
treat
this. Hold on,
people equal, right?
Exactly.
Equality.
Like, I don't even know why. To be honest, I don't even know why BLM even came to be, because all it did was fucking, obviously it enlightened people, but it also started a shit ton of unneeded riots. Like, it was bad.
The riots, in my opinion, were a bit irrational. Like, I had this conversation with Justin and whatever. Like, I'm a middleman, right? I'll hear both sides. So I was saying some points for the riots, right? That, okay, well, in their aspect, it's sort of good because they're bringing most attention. But when you think about it, think about Martin Luther King. He said in his speeches that he doesn't want any violent protests, that he would rather peaceful. He would rather talk it through. So, technically speaking, when you're doing BLM, and the BLM fucking protest was created by Martin Luther King Jr., basically. Well, not BLM itself, but the start of the protests was started by him. well, like he was the most revolutionary one. You're going against what his dream was. You're trying to crush on white people,
The man
and
himself.
you're ignoring Asian people. Like you're not bringing light to every race and how we're all equal, but instead you're focusing on
Exactly.
that one race. And
That's why I've always stuck with the fucking. That's why I've always stuck with ALM. Like all lives matter. Like we don't need to generalize one group because like I know things actually happen to different races that are caused by racism, but like we know it happens. Like we know it's bad. I don't think we need to create riots for it and shit. I mean, it's good to know that you know Pacific fucking races do matter, but like we don't need riots. Like it's unneeded as fuck. I mean, make a protest. Like have like just like stand in like a park or something and just like have a fucking megaphone or some shit and just like I don't know, do whatever. You just don't need to fucking make riots for no fucking reason. Like that's just gonna cause people to one to get hurt and once again make the cops look bad because they obviously need to put a stop to riots because it can get out of hand and making them look bad,
yeah.
also going towards cop hate once again. It's just
Yeah.
it's all such a messy situation. Like it's so unneeded. That's
It's
why I mean it's I don't want to say I never supported BLM, but like I always support ALM because like it's just I don't like generalizing like a certain amount of people, you know what I mean? Like I like
mhm.
saying like every lives matter and shit. It just I don't know. I'm stuttering a lot, so it's kind of like oof.
Yeah, it's no worries. Like um uh, with this whole movement and whatever, it's when you think of it, it's sort of a backwards prejudice. So think of like the white power thing. It's like that when you think of it, but it's not. I'm not trying to compare them like they're the same, but relatively or essentially, it's the same concept. They're focusing on one race, making them good, while there are plenty of other races who are suffering either worse or the same amount, but they're not focusing on. Like for example, the Asians were like for some reason facing a lot of racism because of coronavirus, but we haven't had a movement for that. We haven't had a movement for Asian Lives Matter or where Asians didn't make coronavirus.
Stop Asian hate, I think that's what it is.
What is it?
I think it's Stop Asian Hate, if I
It
can
was just a
remember.
hashtag. I saw a couple TikToks with the hashtag. That's it. I never saw an actual
That's
movement
the
for it.
thing. No one like they try to make movements and then they just don't do anything about it. That's why like the entire BLM thing, like I'm pretty sure I don't want to say it was a trend, but like it just seemed like a trend. Like people were doing things about it, but they were doing it so poorly that it just didn't make any difference at all. Like it was just and then it just stopped. Like everyone just doesn't, you know, they took everything like BLM out of their bio and shit. It's all done with. Like no one says BLM anymore. No one like does anything like that.
I think it
It
died
just
down because people stopped caring. Because BLM, I feel like the reason why BLM has focused most is because it involves the government. It involves the government more than anything. That's why the Asian racism hasn't been focused on, and while I guess there still is the LGBTQ thing, that stuff I don't know why that's still going because well there isn't much prejudice for queer people or whatever you want to call them, LGBTQ people. Um, but like, it's the government. They want to take down the big people because the cops are, obviously connected to the president or the government. And when you were talking about the riots and then the cops, it's full circle. It's like they're feeding to make a reason for it. They're doing riots. The cops have to stop it because it's bad. Like you said, it's hurting people. It's making a bad scene. Like it's destroying stuff. Like I've
I feel
seen
like I have to
really
say this
bad
now.
riots. Yeah, yeah, go on.
I feel like I have to say this now, like just as a general thing for now. Like this
Yeah.
is like completely our opinion and our
Yeah,
looks on it. Like holy shit, because like I feel like some of our points maybe they don't completely make sense in a way, I guess,
of
to most
course.
people or some people. But like, of course, like, it's just fucking our opinion and if you're mad about it, then just I don't know, fuck off, I guess.
I mean, you can't
That's all I
really
can
do
really say.
anything about it. I have an opinion, and I'm a middleman. Like, I'll listen to both sides. And this is what I've gathered from listening to those two sides, that it's full
Hmm.
circle, that it's while you're doing the riots, the police have to stop it, and that makes the police look bad because they're trying to stop a bad thing, but you think it's a good thing. So then you turn it on them. You're like, oh my god, they stopped good things, so they're bad thing. And then from that
Hmm.
you're literally whoop 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 whoop. It's a repeating circle, and then look at now they stopped doing stuff because they realize that they don't care. Like the cops aren't going to stop, so they stopped. Like it's easy. You win an argument, so both sides are both wrong and both right. The winner of the argument is only decided when whichever side decides that they don't care. So technically speaking, the cops won because they don't give a shit. They didn't do anything about it. They don't care. They're not going to stop. So they won, essentially. But if you want to look at it from a certain angle, BLM won, or however you want to say. You're still going to
I guess
have.
I guess it just matters on your perspective, I guess. It's
Yeah.
whoever you think, I guess.
Like,
I mean,
yeah. Like, discrimination is going to continue. It's not going to stop.
yeah, it's
You can't go after a government and you can't go after a general group and assume that the entire population is going to stop. If you're going to bring light to BLM, at least bring it to everybody instead of trying to fight um, just the cops or whatever. Like, actually try to stop racism, not try to bring down
mm,
someone. That's not how it works. To
yeah.
to stop hate, you can't hate on someone else. To stop hate, you need to show the respect to get it. That's how I do things. When I want equality, when I want to treat people right, I treat people with respect. If people are going to say, okay, you're a guy, I hate you, you're trash, and I'm like, okay, you're a female, okay, I I I don't really care. Like, you're a female, I guess. Like, it's not a problem for me. I'm not gonna say, oh, you're a female whore. No, I'm not gonna. No, I've never done that, and I always treat people with respect, no matter what. Like, I don't understand how people don't realize that you can't hate to get love. Like, you can't scare people into respecting you. That's not how that works.
Hmm.
You should know this from children's movies on how you can't bully people into liking you or whatever. You have to show them that you care. Ugh.
Yeah, going off by that, I mean, I can already tell that there's gonna be someone in the comments like angry as fuck for no reason.
It's either that or someone's gonna DM me mad as fuck. I know that for
Yeah.
sure.
And again, like how you said, like I don't even know, dude. Like it's just, yeah, I don't know. We talked about discrimination a lot. What's something else we can talk about?
Well,
Um,
depends on what do you mean by talk? Like, are we doing deep
like
talk or are we talking about other stuff?
It doesn't. I mean, we can talk about deep talk. I mean, we talked about discrimination like a shit ton in like the past 2 days.
Oh yeah, I
I'm kind
talked
of
about it
running
with.
dry on it.
Did I talk about it with Logan? I don't know, but yeah.
I know
On
we
to.
talked about it for like straight 2 hours
Oh
yesterday.
yeah.
Holy shit.
um, let's see here. I love how we went from talking about generations and then when we started recording, we had to go back to discrimination. Um,
Yeah. There's also another. I kind of want to talk about like the LGBTQ community a little bit.
oh,
Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it just seems weird at times. Like, I don't know. They kind of like, I'm not gonna say they. I mean, there
yeah,
are
yeah.
good people in LGBTQ community, but I'm gonna talk about like the the like not cool ones, I guess. Like they're the kind of people. They're like I'm talking about the ones who just like straight up just fucking hate on you because you said one thing and they call you like fucking homophobic or something.
I have a
And
story about
like,
that.
oh no.
um,
Like it just doesn't make sense, like how you can just call someone homophobic for no reason. I mean, it just depends on what they say, I guess. I mean, if they're genuinely being like homophobic and saying like I hate gays and shit like that, then that's obviously homophobic.
yeah, of course. Like that's bad. That's straight up bad. Like, but thing is, um, I I've been friends with people who are in the LGBTQ community. I'm still friends with people who are part of that. And I've seen from their side, like said, I'm a middleman, so I got to see their side. They, and I'm saying the straight up LGBTQ community, not just the sensitive people, um, they talk to each other about just that sometimes. Like when I was in this friend group of just straight up people who were part of that, um, like there were some times where they're kind of think of band people like band kids. They'll talk about the
Okay, yeah.
same thing. They'll they'll talk about like they're not like talking about Undertale or some shit like games, but they essentially have the same music taste. Like they listen to My Chemical Romance or some shit. Um, so just think about how band kids act with music, and then mix it together with weird literature like Harry Potter and stuff like that. Um, with them, like they'll have times where they want, like Twitter, for example, they'll want to gang up on people. So, for example, Sneetu, which I've talked about plenty of times on this podcast, Sneetu,
Oh, it's need to. Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah,
Okay. That
remember them or
situation.
whatever.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I probably shouldn't have done what I did
You
when I called
definitely
them out.
did say too much, but I understand your reasoning. Um,
Yeah. I mean,
but
at least I wasn't like fucking straight up just like fucking discriminating them. At least I was just like not doing that.
yeah, so
At least I was just
Sneetu,
like calling them out.
they because they live on Twitter at this point, essentially, they would get people in their Discord server to gang up on bad people. They would get people like force them at that point to say stuff. Back, remember that argument on about Chill SMP about me resetting it when the update comes out. Um,
Yeah.
and Jack, this British dude, was also arguing.
Hmm.
He was told by Sneetu to argue. He he wasn't like trying to start an argument. He was just, I guess, trying to protect Sneetu's point. But then he was
Wait,
put into that. What?
is Sneezu a part of the LGBTQ?
Of course they are. If you look at their
Okay.
Twitter, like I could
I
pull
don't
up
know
their
what the Twitter is. I've never seen the Twitter.
I could
But
pull up
that's
their
the
Twitter
thing though,
now. I have to
like
go on my other account because they
that's the
blocked
thing
me.
though, like them doing what they're doing, like just making people argue with people for no reason. It makes them and the LGBT community look bad. That those are the kind of people who just make everything just look awful towards them and, a certain community. Like it's just awful. Like I don't understand how anyone can just have the brain process or fucking brain power to just fucking just straight up say, yo, I'm just gonna argue with someone real quick because they disagreed with me about something that I do not like, you know. It just makes them look bad and, you know, whatever community they're in.
What?
What's up?
So they took off their what is why do they have just a thread of tagging people? What is this? Send me the ad of someone you appreciate and I'll post this for why? They took off their pronouns off their Twitter. So now I have no idea what to call them. Um
Just call them, I don't even know, dude. You know, I'm gonna just say this now. I don't know how to use they slash them at all. I never understood it in my experience. Cause like, I mean, it just doesn't seem natural coming out of my mouth per se, I guess. Cause like growing up, I never had to use pronouns ever. Well, I mean, obviously girl and boy existed, but like I've never had to fucking witness calling someone an it or a they. It just it just confuses me a bit. It's kind of weird to like try to put that in my vocabulary, I guess. I guess
Ooh.
that's not a bad thing per se, I guess. I don't want to think it is. I mean, I honestly don't care if you're a fucking it or whatever the fuck you want to be, I guess. I mean, that's your choice. I'm not gonna fucking shit on you for it. But like it just depends on what you do, I guess. You know, if you're gonna be a dick about it, then I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know, man. Like with them, they let's see. I'll actually get up the. Oh, what is this? A message request. Who's this? Uh, oh, Logan texted me back then when he wanted to talk. Wow. Um,
oh,
he texted me through everything then. Goddamn.
damn.
Cause he wanted to. He messaged through chill, right? Oh
Mm-hmm.
damn. Wow.
Ow.
I might as well read this about that because with you people, you guys know about me talking about how Logan did something bad, and this guy really feels bad. Holy, last month, he texted me that he wants to make things right with me. Um, if yeah, he just wants to make things right. That he must have this stuff must have been hurting him real bad or something because like
Yeah, he told me that it was like a fucking it was like pouring on his chest or whatever that fucking analogy is or whatever the fuck it's called. It was like really hard for him. It was like weighing on him.
yeah,
He was having like
I'm s-
yeah.
hmm. It's odd, like with huh. It's good that he feels bad for it. Like I don't like that I don't like that he feels bad because he shouldn't have to feel that much shame. Holy hell. Uh but I do accept the fact that he's I guess I don't know, he regrets what he did. Like that's
Yeah.
a good example. For example, he did something bad, he apologized. I I I accept the apology. That's simple.
Yeah.
If someone did something bad, just let them apologize. Don't what's it called? Don't cover them or whatever to the point where they can't talk. Like at least let them have their
Don't
time.
silence their voice.
Yeah, don't silence their voice. Let them speak, I guess. Like yeesh, my guy. Um
Yeah.
uh-huh. Oh yeah, Snee2 when they texted me on Twitter, they were saying like they were bringing up yeah, I should refer them as he him and they're talking about their OSDD, which is a variant of DID, dissociative identity disorder, whatever. They have multiple personalities. I don't care.
Wait,
Um,
what? He, him. If they want to, wait, that's what confuses me. Like, if they want to be known as he, him, why don't you just call it a him? Because, obviously it is a he or him. I don't, or he's or them. What
Their
the fuck?
pronouns are he, him. That's it.
Yeah, like imagine just like putting that into like a context though. Imagine just like talking about them and be like, yeah, he them wanted to fucking go outside or something. Like just doesn't sound normal. Like I don't understand. Like if
No,
if they are a he him, I guess you can just use he, right?
no, he, him, as in like he did this and it's him. Like that's how pronouns work. Do you not know how
Okay.
pronouns work?
Okay. I know how pronouns work. It just it sounded weird when you fucking said it.
Oh, sorry. It's he slash him. Um,
Okay.
did you think I said he,
Oh,
him, like as one?
I heard fucking he slash them. Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
I was
Yeah,
so
I thought for a second
confused.
there I thought you said them. Yeah. But yeah, they're saying that I think they thrown away their OSDD because on their Twitter they used to say who was so-called fronting them, so who was in the body at the time since they had different personalities. Now they don't have that on their Twitter. So not only do they not have their pronouns, but they don't have their front on their bio. So that also makes me skeptical on whether or not they do have OSDD. Um, yeah, they said, just remember the reason we ever fought in the first place is because you let your friends call me slurs for autistic people. Um,
What?
sorry. Uh,
What? Wait, did I? I didn't call him a retard, did I? Sorry for that fucking word, but like, did I call them that?
um,
I don't remember just like straight up calling them a retard, but I might.
No,
I
I
think I
don't
called
think
them a
you. I
dumbass.
don't think you called them that. I think you said. Um.
I think I called them a dumbass, didn't I?
Oh man. If you did, it would have been that. But that's it. Like, but you didn't mean it for autistic. And by the way, it's not a slur. It's
No.
actually it's a straight up word in the dictionary. For
Dude, if you like straight up know me, like I don't attack people because I hate them. Like I literally don't mind anyone in the world. Like I can literally be friends with anybody and I wouldn't care about anything. Like I wouldn't care about your skin color, wouldn't care about your race at all. Like I'm chill with anyone. Like I don't fucking discriminate against anyone really.
oh yeah, so Sneetu. They were saying I was transphobic and ableist because well, I was misgendering them. I was saying she, her, and I was ableist because I said they didn't have OSCD. Um, and I was saying I'm just saying that it doesn't seem like you don't actually have it, and from what I could see, it looked fake. They said stop reality checking me. I don't know what reality checking means. Like, does it mean like me correcting them? Because that's not what I was doing.
I
I
guess, yeah.
I wasn't doing that. I said from my perspective, it didn't look real, and I didn't say no, it's fake. No, I just said like, no, it doesn't look real. But yeah,
I
and
forgot what the term ableist means. Could you explain
ableist
that to me for a
means
second?
to well, it's not a real word. It's not in the dictionary. But it's to bring discrimination to someone with a mental illness or some sort of disability. So
What?
OSDD is a mental illness. So if I'm hating on that, it's ableist. Um, so I said I'm not trying to send you hate or anything. It's just something I happen to notice. So I was speaking with full respect, and then here's Sneetoo's response to that. You literally reality checked me and were ableist, and now we're gonna say you didn't mean to send hate. I have screenshots of you sending hate. LMFAOOO with all caps. Also the transphobia if you want to address that. So I didn't send hate actually.
Wait, can I see the
Um,
screenshot actually?
the them saying I have screenshots of you sending hate.
Yeah.
They have no
I kind of want
screenshots. They didn't
to.
send me the screenshots.
Oh,
Um,
really?
I'm pretty sure it was screenshots of this group chat that we had for ranting about
What?
Snee2 because all they did was for some reason attack us when we had an inquiry or like a question. So for example, like I was questioning their OSDD, right? And I did a full analysis because I know about psychology. I've studied psychology for 2 years now. Um, And from what I could see with how they were coping with their OSDD and how they present it, it didn't seem real, and it seemed like they were copying their sibling. And their sibling, I'm convinced that actually does. Um, so,
Yeah, there's a
uh,
difference between hating someone and fucking just noticing, dude. Like, hello?
yeah, and they're probably saying stuff like, when I was really mad, like when I was genuinely mad and I was going on rants with Sneetu because I would see something that I didn't agree with, and that's what they meant by hate when I would rant. Um, so yeah, I was just like, just because I don't agree with something associated with you doesn't mean I'm entirely transphobic and ableist. I accept everyone truthfully. And they said, you referred to me as she, her. I am a man, he, him. And you had access to my Twitter, so you would have seen that. And I don't check their Twitter. I'm not on Twitter at all. I don't even use Twitter to promote my podcast anymore. I used to sometimes, but I don't. I will post
Yeah.
or I will tweet sometimes, just an update, but that's it. I don't like Twitter. Um,
Oh, does Nitsu actually still watch your videos or?
I have no idea. They don't have access unless they like kept it open because like said they blocked me on Twitter. I don't know if I said that, but they don't have my Instagram. And I think I'm not. Oh, I don't have Sneetu blocked on Discord. Really?
Oh.
Or did Sneetu block me? Maybe. It could be possible, but um, yeah, the only way they'd be able to watch it is if I were to um, if they were to have it saved or go to my account and click the link in my about me. Um, but yeah,
Wait, so are they like blocked from your channel?
what?
Did you block them from your channel, or is that what you're
No, no,
talking
no,
about,
no, no.
or?
I didn't block them from the channel, I believe. They haven't commented or anything, so I haven't bothered it. Uh, but yeah, my response of them saying like they're he him whatever, I said that's because I'm not even sure what you are due to the fact your pronouns change quite frequently, because they do. They change their pronouns every week. I'm not kidding. I knew them for a month and they changed from she to them to it to him. So
What's
that
the difference
is
between them and it? Is it just like what?
it's they them or it. It, that's it. You would
I'll never
say, "Oh,
understand that though.
that's
Like,
it," or "it is happy," or and then they them is just they are happy. It's them, whatever. Um,
yeah, I'll never understand the they them pronouns though. Like, I'll genuinely like never understand them because like I don't know. It just I'm just so used to fucking male and female just different. And it's just I don't know.
yeah,
I mean,
they
yeah, I don't know.
they
I
basically
don't even know
said in
why.
most of
Like,
them that I was reality checking them, that constantly I was reality checking them, blah blah blah. And I was at work at the time, right? So I didn't have the time to text them. So I would like send them multiple texts, broken sentences because I couldn't write that long because I couldn't go on my phone at work. Um. So yeah, uh huh. That's what I've been doing. And they said, and I ignored them. They said, I live in your head rent free, LMAO. You can't give up on pronouns. They're transphobia. Wow, this is so funny. I never responded to them. And guess what?
what?
You know how hypocritical it is. I got a text from some person. Let's see. I'm just gonna go back to when Sneetuch did this. So a couple days before they texted me, 2 days before, they said, "Yo, I've seen a lot of your videos," and then I didn't respond. 7 hours later, they said, "And they suck ass." Not gonna lie, this person is following a Sneetu. Therefore, Sneetu has talked about me and trash talked me. Therefore, sending hate to me. So that
Wow.
is
Ableist much? XD? What the fuck?
So that is basically being hypocritical, because they're saying that I was sending hate, but they're the one who got somebody to DM me on Twitter and send me hate to say that my videos suck ass. They definitely have not watched my videos because, newsflash, they don't suck ass. uh, but yeah, I don't understand why. Like I treat them with respect. Like as I read out my text word for word, I was doing my best to treat them with respect, even though I didn't have much for them anymore because they didn't treat me very well. They every
Yeah.
argument we had, they would not take it seriously. Like said, they would say LMAO and all that kind of stuff, laughing at my side of the debate, even though I was respecting their side, um, and stuff like that.
Middleman.
Yeah. Uh, so it's sad that I can't show myself to support and also disagree with something. It like I support the LGBTQ. I'm not transphobic, I'm not homophobic, I'm not sexist, racist, or ableist. I'm none of the above. Like I support all of those.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with sending hate or doing something violent. I like to do things peacefully. Like, come
Exactly.
on.
And everyone has their own opinion. Like you can't fucking take away someone's voice or opinion because you don't agree with it. Like you just can't. It just I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't even understand why um like I yeah, like it's dumb. Uh like I'm lucky that people haven't attacked me anymore. I don't believe so. If it has been, it's probably about past relationships.
Hmm.
That didn't go very well for me. Yeah. For most people, I did talk about wanting this so-called girlfriend on the podcast, and I did say this in some of my live streams, when I was doing gaming live streams. But yeah, she broke up with me. Yeah, I guess this is a good topic to change to. I never got your side, like your your opinion on relationships. Like Logan and I talk about relationships and how he likes being alone and stuff like that. But I never got like your opinion on relationships and whatever.
Hmm. Okay. Well, oh shit. I mean, my experience with the relationships, it's very bare bones. I've only dated one person, and
Oh,
it was all right. And to be honest, I don't I don't fucking like dating as a whole thing, I guess.
okay.
Unless I can find that one person who's like straight pure with me and like won't lie to me, won't fucking do any of that shit, then yeah, I will give it a chance. But I won't just date someone out of spite.
I get you.
And yeah, I'm gonna be honest,
Hmm.
I think in my relationship that I had, I don't think I did it out of spite, but I think, yeah, I know I genuinely like the person, but it was just so awkward and just so like random to the point where like I didn't know how to express my feelings properly, and then it just died off slowly and slowly and slowly, fucking Jesus. And from there, it was just like, well, I knew the breakup was gonna happen no matter what. Like, I wasn't surprised when it happened, and it just didn't really phase me. I was like, all right, sure. And after that, it was just straight normal. I was back to not worrying about my fucking, about, you know, anything that I was worrying about before. My looks, the way, the way I wanted to, like, how, fucking, I forget the word, but like, yeah, I guess I just wanted to have a really good impersonation when I was dating someone because,
Oh.
before I wasn't really like, the best looking person, but like when I started dating, I straightened up my look a bit more. I was definitely a lot better looking. And yeah, after that, I just kind of just went back to, the old me, quote unquote. But, I'm still like cautious of how I look and shit. Like obviously I'll, want to have a certain way I look. And I don't really mind the way I look right now. It's like, damn, all right. If I like the way I look, then that's all I need, I guess. I don't really need anyone's fucking opinion on how I look because, if I like the way I look, then I'm happy.
Okay, I get you. Like with you being in a relationship and caring what you look like. Um, I guess.
Just how I feel, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just kind of rant like a tiny bit more, but like when I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
in the relationship I was in, like I was constantly like worrying that or just thinking about like how I'm not like good enough for her or fucking anyone in the future. It was just straight fucking hell in my head every single day. I was obviously happy to fucking meet up with her and shit and like talk to her and hang out, but in reality, I was fucking scared, dude. Like I didn't want it to end because I was scared or I like did something wrong or whatever. To be honest, I don't even know the reason why it was broken off. I just knew it was coming. I never really got a full reason, and I'm kind of happy for that. I mean, obviously, I thought about it and for like a good, day or two, but after that, I was like, it's fine. I'm not phased by it, so I'm just gonna continue not being, a sad little fuck. So I straightened up my act and I bettered myself. I hope, I think. But yeah, I guess that's the way I look at relationships. I guess in conclusion, like, don't worry about what others think about you. Just worry about yourself. And as long as you're happy, then you're fine. And just dating in high school, just you might get lucky and you'll find the girl of your dreams, right? There'll probably be that one person in your high school, like, that genuinely likes you for you. And not just because, I don't know, because your looks or word got around that you got a big dick or some shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
yeah, it's just I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's it.
Okay. Um. But yeah, I totally get that. Like, don't care what other people think. I got into that mindset. Like, I would say almost 3 years ago when I met this guy named Brennan. He's a good friend of mine, best friend. When I met him, he's this metalhead kind of guy who sits in class and listens to Metallica and whatever. He's not like the generic dude because he does listen to other bands. I'm just saying Metallica, for example. But like when I met this dude, he changed my entire aspect on life. Like I used to be that class clown nerd kid who showed up in like um, jeans and a gray sweater. I still do. Actually, no sweatpants. I don't think I started wearing jeans
Uh,
until I met this
I
dude.
I I love sweatpants, dude, more than jeans. I mean, jeans are more presentable, but like sweatpants just feel so nice.
But yeah, like this, I always used to wear sweatpants and s- stupid ass funny writing shirts. Like those shirts you'll find in Spencer's with like
Yeah.
some weird caption. I used to wear those shirts all the time. Then when I met Brennan, he showed me that I really shouldn't care about what others think. And then he got me into his like style, right? Like my dressing style. So I started wearing like, what do you call them? Like those brown pants. What are they called? Cargo pants or something?
Oh
Uh
yeah, cargo pants.
or like khakis or whatever. So I started
Yeah.
wearing those and jeans a lot more. And he gave me this Metallica shirt, my actual first one, and I think I still have it. It's a Ride the Lightning shirt that's way too small for me now because I mean I was 14 when I had it. Um, but he gave me that, and I wore it almost every day. Like I would show up with that shirt because I didn't like funny writing shirts anymore. I didn't like those stupid ass, lame ass caption shirts. Um, so after being friends with him for a couple years, I started collecting shirts of like band shirts, and that's like all that I own now. I only own band merch shirts. That's like the
Holy.
majority. The only time when I won't wear a shirt that isn't band related, it's to bed. Because I don't want to wear that shirt and not show people that, because I want to show my appreciation for it. So like he changed my whole style, and now I listen to metal and rock. I still listen to rap and
Okay.
whatever. I actually didn't get into Young Gravy and Baby No Money until, I would say, well, I would say last year maybe. Last year's when I got really into them. Like
Hmm.
the start of high school, probably around the end of middle school. Yeah, I started listening to like comedic rap, and then yeah, I started mixing those together. Uh, but yeah, like through relationships, I that changed too. Like before I met the dude, my relationships were so fucking cringy, dude. It was weird, man. I had those like weird child ass relationships, and then when I met this dude, I don't know if it went with maturing, but I started like being more let loose, like chill.
Yeah.
This guy showed me that I don't have to be so hyper and whatever. So I started being less loud. Like I was way more loud in middle school. Like holy hell, I yeesh. Like if I didn't meet this guy, I doubt that I would have this podcast. Because holy shit, I I was fucking weird, man. I was weird, I will admit. But yeah, like this guy showed me that I can be cool and also not give a fuck. So, like, I'm still an outsider, but I can still like it gave me the charisma. Yeah, that's why I get so many girls now, I guess, because of the charisma. I had this conversation with my friend Simon that it's not my looks, it's rather the charisma that the way I talk with people and how I don't really care about what people think, and that I don't want to follow trends. It's attractive in a way to some people, and with how chill I am and how I can make jokes and whatever is really good. Like, so I'll give credit to Brennan on my fucking whole life at this point. This guy's changed me. He made me go through a whole different phase that I didn't think I would. Holy shit. It's crazy, man. Like,
Yeah.
ooh. Um yeah, like I don't even know why I brought him up, but yeah, relationships. I I didn't have the best experiences with relationships, but it's good that I experienced them because I got to learn more, right? With like each relationship, I got to learn something. Like now, um, I've phew, like Maggie, for example, that
Yeah.
that was a interesting relationship, and that I learned about trust. I through that entire thing, it was trust. I learned that you should. stop grieving. No, not grieving. What's it called? Um, you should let go of things. You should let go. You shouldn't keep the past, and you shouldn't hold someone against something just because you believe someone else cares more, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like Elizabeth, for example. Elizabeth, I don't know if I talked to you about her. Um, she was the weird one. I talked about her with Logan a lot more, but she taught me more about, um, I guess you could say, romance. I guess like on how you shouldn't be so sexual with everything. Like you should focus on being girlfriend and boyfriend rather than just doing stuff just for the sake of being sexual. Um,
Yeah.
and then like and then you got Grace. Grace was probably one of the most influential relationships I ever went through. She taught me um she taught me about fucking, let's see. I She taught me about true love, I guess. Like that. Oh, imperfection. Imperfection. That's right. Someone, like, just because they look perfect doesn't mean they are meant for you. Like, everyone's going to have their imperfections. Like, there's always going to be something wrong about someone. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Grace seemed perfect, but she had this one imperfection where she also didn't want to let go, right? She was the same as Maggie, but she didn't hold her exes against me like Maggie did, right? Um,
Yeah.
what Grace did is, she I don't even know why she broke up with me, honestly, but she showed me that just because someone is perfect doesn't mean that you should be with them. That it doesn't mean they're essentially your one to be, because they might not like you as much. Like you may absolutely adore them so much, but they could just leave you at any point in time because they don't think you're perfect. So,
That's why these relationships are just scary as hell. Like
yeah,
you'll always have that set of mind.
it man, like and soon I'll meet that one person, and I can be myself, and I can teach her about things that I like, and she can teach me, and stop like holding back stuff. I can be myself more. I can be honest. Like through some of my relationships I've had to put up a wall of someone else because it was my it was more my reputation, because I'm known down here as not a good person. I don't know why. People hate me. So
Damn.
I have to introduce myself as a different name. I have to introduce myself as Channing because, well, if you are living around where I live, you've probably heard the name Jarrett and how he's the worst person for some reason. He's sexist and whatever. So I've had to introduce myself as a different name. I have to give out a different personality so people can't describe me to other people. Like if they
Damn.
hear the words loud and smart and all that kind of stuff, you'll get, "Oh my god, that's Jarrett." So I got to give that like chill kind of like, I like metal, like I throw that out a lot more than being smart. I have to like I have to flip myself basically. Um but I stopped
So you had
caring.
to pretend to be someone that you're not.
Yeah, and it worked sometimes, but then when they found out that's not who I am entirely, and when I would tell them about either my past or about who I really am, they wouldn't like me anymore. Like I don't I don't know, man. It's weird.
Doesn't make sense.
No, not really. Uh yeah, I I hope that down where I move, I meet some good people. Like the first day of school, I'll probably spend most of my time trying to meet new people. I'll talk to other people and try to make friends and figure out where my clique would be, I guess. Like what kind of group I'm going towards. Like I'm definitely not going to hang out with the nerds, neither the jocks. I'm not going to hang out with the basic people. I probably am going to have to hang out with the outsiders, I guess. Like those uh people who don't really care. And I'm hoping there is that kind of thing. Um, and I've went to some schools that like I didn't make that many friends. I I
Yeah.
I've been to some schools where it's small and people for people don't essentially like me. And I've had to sit there with the outsiders. Like I went to the school in Ontario, um, 5 years ago, and this one dude took me out on like a tour to just show me around. He was another ginger, so um, we became friends essentially because we were gingers. uh, like that's the main reason that guy went to take me out on a tour, basically. So it's like, oh my god, he's a ginger, so might as well. Um, so we became friends. And then I went into their friend group. So I joined their friend group, and it went fine until, for some reason, this one dude who was part of the friend group hated me, and I almost got a concussion, not from the guy, but from someone else. Like someone threw a stick at my head, and it was at my temple, so like the most sensitive part. Um, and then the kid like mocked me. He's like, "Oh my god, you're gonna cry to your mommy?" Like, bruh, yeah, my guy, you're like 12 at the time. No, not even. You're like 10. Uh, so like, um, I'm lucky that I moved out of that area before I could start any drama with him. But
Yeah.
I didn't get involved in much drama in the two schools that I was going to in Ontario because I moved around a bit. And then I went to this other school that I don't remember much of, and I was bullied massively by this Afghani person that they were calling me a slave and some stuff like because
What the fuck?
I was generous. I was like doing stuff for my friend, and his name was Dylan, I believe, and I was like do stuff for him, and he would ask me a favor, and I would do it, and he's like, "Yeah, I better do it, slave." And I was like, "Why?" And one time I fought him. I like got in a fight. I'm pretty sure I won technically because when I'm in a fight, I my adrenaline boosts out of the air because I have anger issues, and like I go in,
Yo, Garrett,
yeah.
my headset just fucking died for some reason. What the
Oh
hell? I can't
damn.
hear anything. But here, let me connect to my phone so we can summarize this entire thing up, I guess. Hold on.
Oh, it's about time anyway.
Oh my
So,
God, my phone just died. Okay, hold
oh
on.
shit.
Um, just message me if you can hear me, just so I know that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
Yes.
okay, you can hear me? All right.
Yeah.
Um, so is there like an outro we should do before I have to go and charge my headset, or what's going on?
Um. Well.
Because I feel like we talked about a good amount. Like that was like a lot to go back.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
He can't hear me, but I'm gonna
I can do it.
probably do
Okay.
another
Well, I'm
episode.
gonna head out then. Thanks for having me, I guess. But I'm gonna go and charge my headset because it is dead. But yeah. See
All
you
right.
later, everyone. Yeah. Bye-bye.
So, just to, uh, I was saying about this when I get in a fight, I go into like a blind rage, where I can't feel anything, and I also don't know what I'm doing. Yeesh. But yeah, um, that was a weird ass time. I don't have as much anger issues. It's totally fine. I'm better now, I guess, essentially. Um, so yeah, I guess that's all I can talk about. We couldn't really tone down because I guess his headset died. That's fine. We reached about hour 25 now. So finally we're doing season 2, and soon the Temper Time show will come out when I get a good set. When I move down in New Brunswick and whatever, I'll all be good. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a terrific day.